Hello and welcome to our monthly longer chat here on Bracken Outdoors. We're going to take a bit of a deeper dive into aspects of Woodland Leader life, so working as a forest school leader, business, all the kind of philosophy, bushcraft instruction, learning practical skills, all of that kind of stuff. We just take a deeper dive, and this goes out both on my YouTube channel and on my podcast. So if you don't want to sit through the whole thing just watching me on here, you can always find all of the audio recordings for this on the Bracken Outdoors podcast, as well as my Wednesday weekly vlogs that all gets uploaded to the Bracken Outdoors podcast, as well as this YouTube channel. So for today, I thought we'd take a bit of a dive into how to become a forest school leader, the steps that you need to take to get you from, okay, this is something I've decided I want to do, all the way through to being ready to launch your first sessions. So we'll over the course of this, I'll take you through the 7 steps to becoming a forest school leader. If you ask most current forest school leaders what the first step in becoming a forest school leader is, chances are they'll say you need to go out and you need to do the forest school level 3 qualification, the qualification that enables you to be a forest school leader. Now, I'm going to disagree slightly. I've been talking a lot about intention and beginning with the end in mind lately, and I think this is a great place to do it as well. So whenever you're making a big life decision, and getting forest school trained is a big life decision, just as getting a degree, deciding a career path, this is what you're doing. This will affect your choices made in the future. So it's important to get this right. So the first step to become a forest school leader is to start to gain information and knowledge to be able to make a good decision. So you're getting data. Now, what I would say the first thing you need to do is go and find forest schools in your area, or locally, or just connect with people nationally. And the idea is that you go out to forest school sessions and you see forest school sessions in practice. You go have good conversations with other forest school leaders. I mean, I think I can speak for vast majority of leaders. We love having extra hands, particularly people who love the outdoors, are engaged and want to see children learn and grow. So you may well need to get a DBS check, but it's a great start to get the ball rolling. So most organizations, if you go to them, will sort out a DBS check for you if you're volunteering your time. And it might be worth paying a little bit to get a full DBS check and then get registered for the DBS update service. That means that you can keep your DBS rolling, so every time you start a new activity, a new job, or work with a new organization, you can just refer back to that same DBS check in a way. It'll stay updated for you, and this is really valuable and really hard to do as a freelancer. So if you're looking to become self-employed, freelance forest school leader, it's probably best to get that sorted earlier. So get a DBS check, start connecting with other forest school leaders, and start gaining some experience. This is going to be really valuable for you in the time to come, because when you're doing your forest school training, you're going to need somewhere to practice. You do your first sessions, and you're going to want people to bounce ideas off, and you want to be able to get a really good idea of what it means to be a forest school leader. And that's going to be warts and all, like what is it like leading a session when in the pouring rain, when everything's a mud bath, or what's it like right at the end of the term with really hyper children. These are all the things you're going to want to know before you start to make the decision. So the first step of a forest school leader is to connect and experience forest school. Go out and find out what it's all about. This will then let you move on to making your decisions as to why. Why do you want to be in forest school? It's really worth nailing down why you want to work with forest school, what your expectations are, and also who you want to work with to meet these expectations. So this will also include things like income goals. If you're looking to earn $40,000 a year, forest schools probably isn't for you. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you have to be at the top of the international game to get that far. And you can work towards that. But just to start out with, you need to work out, okay, what income do I need to make from this? How soon do I need to make it? And this will start to inform your journey. So we look at income. We look at, okay, why are my larger reasons? What do I want to change? What difference do I want to make with these sessions? Am I trying to promote nature connectivity? Do I believe that children need to be more connected to nature? And this is my way of getting in and helping children develop that connection. Is it all about helping learners who aren't that confident gain skills and build confidence, and they might not be as good academically, and this can push them further to consider more practical skills? You can be working with troubled children, SEN children. It could be all sorts of things, but it's good to pin down, based on your experience with an actual forest school, and working with a variety of audiences if you can, exactly why you're going into this and who you're looking to work with. Because then, if you have this ahead of time, if you have your vision and your goals and your aims, you can then go, okay, then you can relate everything you're learning when you do your forest school leader training. You can relate everything back to, okay, these are the skills I want to learn. These are the things I particularly need to pay attention to. And you can start constructing your business structure. So get really clear on your why, clear on your who, where, what, and run some numbers. Okay, if I charge this much per session, it's good to get this out of the way first before you go out and spend all that time and money getting trained. So, you've had your connection experience, work out your why and how. You don't need to have all the answers. I just suggest getting a direction, which then brings us on finally to forest school leader training. There's a number of organizations out there providing training. You'll probably find one local to your area. If you've already met forest school leaders, they can guide you in the right direction towards good trainers that will develop the skills that you want to work with your particular group. So there's a spectrum of trainers. Now all of them do deliver this in forest school, but they will all have slightly different focuses and slightly different specializations. It's good to find someone that you'll be able to work with. I do recommend an in-person course. Online just really isn't the same. So find an in-person course with a good reputable forest school trainer and go out, and what you're looking to get is your forest school level 3. So there's 3 levels of forest school. There's the kind of introduction, level 1. Now if you can get your level 1 as part of your connection experience, that's great. A lot of places will offer for free. Then level 2 is your assistant level. So if you're happy just to be a forest school assistant, this is fine, but I wouldn't recommend it, because chances are if you're an assistant you're going to want to be a leader, or you'll be forced to be a leader at some point. So it's better just to jump straight from level 1, just jump straight in at level 3. It's going to be hard work, but you have a lot more flexibility and variety in what you can do from that point on. Now if you can get the organization that you're with, like if you're in a school or in like something like a wildlife trust or whatever, if you can get them to pay for your qualification, it is useful. Just you will there are trade-offs. You will likely get locked in for a certain amount of time. You'll have to work there for a certain amount of time, but it's good to have that support, financial support for this, because I mean, it's not as expensive as a degree or a year in university, but it is a substantial cost to your year, particularly when times are tough. So that's partly why we went through and we looked at, do we actually want to do this first before we spent the money and the time. So you'll have your initial practical week where you'll get introduced to forest school and everything else. You'll be sent away to work in your portfolio, to deliver sessions, everything else, and then you'll have an assessment week, and then you'll have to finish your portfolio, which is massive. It's going to be a lot of work, a lot of field work, a lot of academic work. This is where the connections in step 1 are really going to help you, because those are the people that are going to support you. Now, if you wait right to the end, I also have something else that can help you get that support when you're working through your forest school portfolio and stuff. But yeah, really you want to be interacting regularly with the forest school that's already established, so that you can run your sessions, that you have to run a certain number of sessions to qualify, and you want to be working on practical skills, and you want to have that mentorship. So get back into a forest school, do your forest school level 3. So once you've got your portfolio sent off and you are all qualified and everything else, the next thing to look at is going to be insurance. So you've got the training. Insurance is probably next, because before we find a forest school site, they're probably going to want proof of insurance. So insurance is good to get underway first. Most forest school leaders go with Burnbeck. They are a fair insurance institution. I haven't had any major problems with them. They do look you, some customer service people look you a bit funny, don't quite understand it if you've got a large bushcraft element to it. But yeah, just work with them, just get your insurance sorted. So you'll be looking for, as a minimum, public liability. You may also need employees liability if you're looking to have volunteers work for you or other forest school leaders. But as a minimum, public liability insurance, that should insure you for most forest school activities. You'll set the height that you want tree climb at, everything else. That's a good solid place to start next. Okay, so we've had connecting experience, work out your why, get trained and qualified, and then look at insurance. Then we dive into finding a venue. This is probably going to be the hardest part of the whole lot. Finding a venue is very challenging, unless you're very lucky and already have somewhere lined up, or some place that, like, we want a forest school here. This is where, again, you're going to be looking for those connections, and you're going to be looking to find spaces. So I have a whole separate video on that, and I'll link resources in the show notes and the video notes to everything that I've produced on this sort of topic. So have a look at that. But you're going to want a venue. Ideally, it'll have trees. That'll make it a lot easier. Nice little woodland. Public spaces do work. I run a lot of my sessions in public spaces. It's not perfect, but I have some really great partners that I work with, and they really do provide fantastic woodland space, and we have great sessions, and much learning does happen. So it's finding a space that's suitable for you, that's based on your needs, and is going to work with your business model. If you're delivering primarily free sessions that are then funded externally by, I don't know, National Lottery or NHS or something else, then you might well do better running in a council space. They may not ask if you're running free at the point of delivery sessions. Sometimes they won't even charge you for that. It's all about building connections with the right people and getting in and working out where you can use a space. So get to know people, build up a network, go visit places, and you'll find a venue. It may take some digging, but it makes all the difference. As I say, this is the hardest part, so get it done early. So once you've got a venue sorted, then you can start putting everything in place. And this is where you have to probably dig deep into the paperwork. So you'll want things like woodland management plans, risk assessments, policies and procedures. If you're working on your own, you need to understand what you're going to do in the event of an emergency. It's thinking about all of the things like a good forest school leader training will prepare you for all of this. But it's looking at getting that paperwork all set up and sorted. The venue may well need that, so you would need to get it done quite quickly. And this is all about getting everything in place so that both the parents or the organizers or whoever is contracting you knows what your established procedures are, and they understand that your capacity as a professional. So step number 6 was just get protocols and procedures all sorted, get all the paperwork written out. It's going to take some time, but you'll be able to refer back to these again and again. I have risk assessments now. I've been risk assessing forest school sessions for best part of 6 years. So I can now take those, I can almost use those as templates, and then I just go through piece by piece and go, okay, that site I need to modify this, the site I need to modify this. I just review it, and then it goes over and it's a new risk assessment for a new site. So this is a lot of hard work right off, but in the long run you'll have all the resources there. It gets easier. It does get easier. And then finally you're going to need to get all of the equipment together and then start advertising. So I have a video I put out recently on essential forest school equipment. So there's going to be a few essentials, but 10 or less items you can probably get by with and get started. Just really embrace making use of the resources around you. Then as your forest school grows with more people or the sessions march on, you can start building more equipment in and building an equipment store. And yeah, that takes you pretty much up to being able to launch and start running sessions. Now this is only the start of the journey. There's plenty more to learn, and there will be lots of stuff. It'll primarily be business related and planning related, so you'll be planning good sessions and also dealing with income and business if you're not already employed for certain activity. So there you go. That's the 7 steps that I would personally take if I was starting back before I had any training at all. I would go through these 7 steps in order and just work through one by one, just focusing on everything, because this is designed to take you from knowing nothing all the way through. So as a quick review, first step is connect and experience. Second step is work out your why. Third step is leader training. Get your forest school level 3. Get your insurance sorted. Find a venue. Get your policies, procedures, risk assessments, and everything else sorted. Get your equipment, and then you're ready to go. Now, if this seems like a daunting list, I would like to make you aware that I do actually have a forest school support call every second Monday. This is a great opportunity for you to meet people who have already gone through the journey, who already dealt with all these struggles, who've really kind of pushed through the forest school portfolio and had to deal with insurance companies and write all these policies and procedures. So this is a great chance to just get together and chat and get advice and guidance from other forest school leaders and people who I said have done it all before, have seen a lot of it before. They'll understand where you're coming from. I'll leave a link in the show notes and the video notes to those support calls. Anyone is welcome regardless of the journey. It's not just for people starting out. We have people who've been running sessions for years now and are just looking for like this specific thing that they're maybe struggling with. Maybe they're transitioning to a different type of provision, looking to upskill in a certain area, hoping to upgrade their marketing so that they can book more people onto sessions, dealing with particularly troubling behavior. All of that stuff is all in those forest school support calls. So dive straight in. They are free to join. I'll leave the link down below for that. And with that, I think I will close this out. I hope you enjoy having these monthly longer talks, as well as the short Wednesday vlogs that I run with basically just my ramblings of the week, just micro-focusing on just one little topic, whereas these ones we get to expand more. If there is someone that you think would be a good fit to be interviewed on this podcast or this segment, then I'd really love it if you send over their name and put them in touch with me. I would love to get more forest school leaders and woodland leaders on here, people who have done it all, and can really share some of their experiences and perspectives. So keep running forward from here on out, and yeah, if you have any comments, feedback, suggestions, thoughts, all of that stuff, if you're on YouTube, just drop them in the comments section below. If you're listening to the podcast, you can contact me as always at info@brackenoutdoors.com. Nice and easy. And you can also find links, resources, everything else on brackenoutdoors.com. Okay, with that, remember, make the most of every day, and I'll catch you all next time. It's Bracken, over and out.